Early morning on the outskirts of Lichfield, and emergency services have been called out to an accident. A lorry toppled over as it came round a roundabout and totally crushed a car.
All we could see of the car that was trapped under the vehicle was the rear end, the tail lights. The gap between the articulated vehicle and the road was about a foot, so there wasn't a great deal of space there.
We couldn't ascertain how many people were actually involved or whether it was children. We just hoped that there was only going to be the one person in there who we thought would be a fatality.
But from our point of view, we have to treat every incident as there being somebody alive in the vehicle, and we had to carry on and just work methodically, removing cargo from the vehicle until we could get down to the car. What complicated the issue was that the vehicle was carrying chickens. I mean, there was thousands of these things, still within the cages and scattered across the road. The whole scene was absolutely chaos. I mean, it closed the road, traffic had backed up for miles, and it was quite obvious that whole area was going to be shut down for several hours.
But after hacking through all the wreckage, they made an astonishing discovery. A man was still alive in there.
Breathing. Our immediate reaction was disbelief.
I think everybody, the fire service, ambulance service, police, everyone was absolutely astounded. There's a doctor there who couldn't believe it as well.
Hello there, sir. Can you hear us? He's in good nick. Come on, let's get it. I don't want to know what you're doing now.
So then we had to kick everything up a gear to actually release this chap as quickly as possible.
Just got to cut your seatbelt, sir.
John Beard had no idea what was ahead of him that morning as he set off for work.
The day the accident happened was just like any other day. Exactly the same route as I'd done hundreds of times before. And just drove down towards the island. Stopped there and waited for the traffic to go past. And looked up and saw one lorry tipping over, coming down on me. My instinctive reaction was just to throw myself down across the seat, as far down as I could. When it hit, it just landed on my shoulder and just pinned me to the floor. It didn't hurt at all.
Okay, listen, get your head down there, see how much clear space.
I heard one man's voice. You know, we've got a pulse, he's alive. I just can't talk about it without my tears welling up. Sorry. Just kept shouting, get me out of it. It took a bit longer than I thought it was going to be.
Bear with us.
It took fire crews another hour before they were ready to remove John. This was the most dangerous moment of the whole rescue.
Any area of his body that has been under pressure and the blood not flowing, that blood builds up toxins and rushes around his system. This can cause severe shock and can actually be fatal. So our worry at that stage is that once he's released, is to get him into that ambulance and to hospital as quickly as we possibly can.
All the time I've been pinned down, I couldn't move, so if you're injured and you can't move, you don't know that there's any injury. When they slid me out, it hurt.
In fact, he'd broken nearly every rib and dislocated his shoulder. He was taken to Birmingham's Selly Oak Hospital, where he stayed for 4 weeks.
My throwing myself down and managing to get out of the way, and the fact that it was an old car that was well built, the things probably saved me.
The full weight of the vehicle came down onto the roof of his car. If he had been sat upright, then he would have been very seriously injured or would have died.
Well, really, I would say that he was, that day, was the luckiest man alive, because there's no way that he could do that again and get away with it.
Still to come, how the tide played havoc with a cliff rescue, and the squad trying to save lives on India's highways. Baggy Point